After initial promises for multiple Diablo projects being revealed, a lot of hardcore Diablo fans had their hopes high for BlizzCon. There was the possibility for Diablo 4 and a remaster of Diablo 1 or 2, but what was actually revealed was just Diablo Immortal, a mobile game with lots of reused assets and what initially seems like a mobile cash grab. It seems like a very diluted Diablo experience in terms of gameplay and visuals, with an awful lot of assets from Diablo 3. But I suppose quite technically impressive for your mobile phone. It was quite surprising to see some all-new abilities to the Diablo franchise. Barbarians could throw enemies around, and the new ability Imprison Spirits allows monks to punch spirits out of bodies, Doctor Strange style. All of the Diablo 3 classes are present here, bar Witch Doctor. They're labelling Diablo Immortal as an MMO. I personally wouldn't class what I've seen as massively multiplayer, much like how I don't really class Destiny as an MMO. I believe that you're limited to 4-player parties and seeing a few random parties in town. Looking at the game's interface, to me this personally looks like a living nightmare to control with a mobile phone's touchscreen. I can foresee my thumbs obscuring the screen quite often. Yet the most intriguing part of Diablo Immortal would have to be its time setting, which is in between Diablo 2 and 3. That means a lot of returning characters including Deckard Cain. I'll admit that there is a lot of potential here. We'll even be revisiting a lot of familiar areas, from Diablo 2 to the Forgotten Tower to an uncorrupted West March from Reaper of Souls. Pretty cool. The fan outcry from the core Diablo players has been pretty loud, and to be honest I agree with the fans here, even if fans were a bit brutal in some cases.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No.
To me, Diablo has always been primarily a PC franchise. When it was announced that Diablo Immortal wouldn't be playable on PC, it was quite surprising. The audience even booed.
Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
A PC version would have watered down the overall negativity a little. My phone does not run the latest apps because the operating system cannot update to Android version 5. Hence I can play older games like Hearthstone perfectly, but I cannot even install some of the latest companion apps, so there's no hope in it running Diablo Immortal. So I didn't really find Blizzard developers making comments like this very appropriate.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have
Everyone's got a
phones,
phone.
right?
You can play on your tablet too.
Congratulations Blizzard on becoming one of the biggest memes of 2018. All hope has not been lost though. After the outcries, it was later stated that there were other Diablo projects in development by different teams. Which begs the question, why didn't they reveal that Diablo 4 or other games are in development at the same time? A title screen would have done it, like how Nintendo revealed the new Metroid game is in development. I think a simple small title announcement like this would have really helped prevent the situation Blizzard is currently in. But the drama does not end here. It also turns out that Diablo Immortal is also being outsourced to a Chinese company, NetEase. It looks very much like NetEase are reskinning their already existing game, Endless of God. You can already see the user interface and controls look very similar. What happened to Blizzard? Remember when Blizzard cancelled games like StarCraft Ghost and Titan because they weren't quite up to Blizzard's quality standards? Now they're outsourcing Chinese companies to develop Blizzard's next Diablo game. So why is the mobile platform so disliked by a lot of the core gamers? I think microtransactions play a large part in the hate. Mobile games are often designed to entice you to spend potentially outrageous amounts of money, usually to skip grinds or get competitive advantages, as pay-to-win systems are a lot more standard in mobile gaming. Not to mention touch controls are a pretty terrible experience for a lot of the computer games we're used to, resulting in a lot of tapping-based games. I've loved every Diablo game to date, even with the pay-to-win real money auction house mess-ups. But honestly, Diablo Immortal is really disappointing. If I want to play Diablo Immortal on release, I'll need to invest into a new phone or tablet, so that kinda sucks. I really hope we'll see some of these other projects soon.